Good evening and welcome to Ubuntu channel. We are live once again. So if you're watching us right now, please click on the share button so that you can tell everybody that we are live and it's NSAKA on Thursday. First and foremost, we want to apologize for starting the show slightly late. This is due to circumstances beyond our control. As you can see, there is an unusual face starting up the program. It's because the usual faces, probably some of them are not with us due to some circumstances, but the show must go on and Ubuntu is live. Please inform that one, and whoever is on your mind that Ubuntu is back with another exciting program on Thursday on Ubuntu NSAKA. Now, today we are looking at dealing with a deity and a lazy partner. So everybody in marriage, in relationships, in courtships, please call each other itananani because this is a very serious discussion. I'm not alone in the studio this evening. I've got some guests who are going to help me dissect this particular subject that we have. We do not have our usual guest, that is Evangelist Shaabula, because he's unwell, but the program goes on. Himba, good evening.
Good evening, Rollins. How are you?
I'm very much fine, and thank you so much for being on the program as usual, and I welcome you.
Thank you so much, and good evening, viewers. I'm looking forward to have a great time.
Okay, Womkelawai, how are you?
Bololensi muchwandi unalwiketile.
Kino nava wiketile bondat.
Lwiketile hakuna butatsa.
Nishani tumezi. Please remember that we actually value your participation. That is everybody watching us. We value your participation so much. Make sure that on whatever social media platform you're watching us from, please leave a comment and let us know what you think. Let us also know your opinions. And at some point, we'll ask you to come through and share your views and opinions on this particular program. And now we get the ball rolling. Let me start with Womkelawai. I know it's ladies first in most cases and the like, but I think I'm going to break protocol. And Womkelawai, let's talk about hygiene. When somebody talks about hygiene, especially in terms of those in marriage, relationships, courtships, whatever, or even those in situationships, what exactly comes to your mind when we mention the word hygiene?
Thank you so much, Rollins. When we talk about hygiene, we talk, what comes to my mind is cleanliness, and how to maintain yourself in terms of your surroundings and yourself as an individual, and of course your partner. And since when you are together, we say you are one, so it is important to advise one another the small do's and don'ts. So I feel like Masila, in laws we call it Masila. If you go, that's what I'm talking about. If you go to
Okay, I'm not sure if Himba is with us because I want her to actually, if she has something to add on that part, the definition that you've given us of hygiene. We can also add on to laziness. If you're okay with the hygiene, then you can go straight into what you can term as laziness in a lame language.
Is it me?
I
was talking to Himba. Yeah, she's with us.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rollins. Before nshilaalande fingi nalatampirapo ukulomba natinapapata abaana tieni tubafumyepo mpepe apa bafana bachokepo bakagone. Iyi program si program y'abaana, ni program y'abakulu. so nipemba ndaba twala shikula abana nipansaka pairo ninsaka y'abakulu twala onaula abana amatwina papata abana abaye mukulala. Me, when you're talking about hygiene, Lawrence, I'm talking about personal hygiene. Basically, we are talking about body ya muntu. Manje kaingapa na petika mbatiteko atikangi, we are talking about people who are married. Muchikwati, personal hygiene. We are also looking at kange manje ni babiri hapa. Ija body yabantu babiri nankala imozi. Personal hygiene. Manje when we talk about personal hygiene, for me we are looking at cleanliness ya mampitsi, cleanliness ya kukazi ya kumuna, cleanliness. We are basically talking about the whole body. Even when you go to the toilet, after using the toilet, how do you clean yourself? It's still your body. So basically, when we are talking about personal hygiene, we are looking at those areas. That's what we are looking at. So we are now, since we are talking about even iba bokwatirana. So uyu mubiri wabantu babiri tusamalila bwanji. How do we take care of this body? And then at the other point, we're also looking at separate. As a married woman, how do I look after my body? How do I consider my friends? Then if we talk about laziness, I think I'll come to that. I'll come to laziness later. But personal hygiene, it's basically how you look after your body. And especially
I actually wanted us to define both of them as we set the ball rolling, so that as we go on further, we just go into the details of the discussion. But I wanted us to get rid of the of the definitions and all those surface things, so that we can now go into the details. So I would still ask you to help us define what the other part of the topic is, which is laziness.
You know, I'll really try by all means to break it very into. I would rather into, I don't know, therefore kuileta sana panshi, so that we carry everyone on board. And I also want our viewers to understand that when we are talking about it, when we are talking about cleanliness, we are talking about cleanliness in a marriage. When we are talking about laziness, we are talking about a lazy partner in a marriage, not my boyfriend and girlfriend. Mulina bamuna baulesi. Ndawalesi, it's double anyway. So laziness, it's basically a person who doesn't want to do anything for a survival. For me, that's how I'll take it. I'm trying to go into the layman's. Tibon say we are on board. So laziness, it's basically somebody ushfwayo kubomba endolya yako yashitako na affect nokushi tabafwaya nokusamba, tabafwaya nokuyikirina, tabafwaya nokusukusa mukanwa, because this person is lazy. So we are looking at, for me, bear with me viewers, I'm not going to use the Oxford definition. I'm trying to break it down that we carry everyone on board. So tulelando muntu ushfwayo kushitefiri fyonse bali kalafye bali gada na kubedi bali bafye bali gada bayafika na kubedi bali bafye gada bene fintu fyali balance afye kainge bali sanga ba gelo aba basumina bali sanga ba husband aba babika ring, so bena fyali balance afye, they feel they have nothing to do. Kula ikalafye mujitonga tuamba twide ukalabe mulomo ogunsi utambulabye all you want balefu afye baledi abena. Thank you so much.
Okay. Our dear viewers, actually, appreciations to Himba for that reminder. Please note that this program is actually rated 18. It's not suitable for viewers younger than that because of strong language that is used on this program. Remember, this is a program for adults who are able to understand and make decisions for themselves. Now, getting into the programs. Mr. Mkelawai, I'll come to you. What would you say would characterize a partner or a wife, or that is a wife or a husband, as dirty? What exactly are we talking about? Who are we looking at?
Well, we've already said it earlier.
Yeah, I want us to go into details. We are going to speak it out as it.
It's the manner in which one handles hygiene, handles the surroundings, and perform certain duties or in a home dwelling, duties that you know are not even supposed to be allocated to male or female, but it is your house together and you do it as one, but not only letting your partner doing all the donkey work for you while you are sitting just because you work or something like that. And also when you look at the surrounding, your home where you live, that you make sure that the place where you live is clean. But then when you see that nobody in a home is taking an initiative to clean after themselves, to clean after their surroundings, to clean themselves and the kids, of course, and you are just on the phone 24/7. You don't want to pick up the papers, you don't want to clean your house, you don't want to go outside and do the garden or lawn, cut the lawn, and all those little things that you do at home. They say umwikala patalala umwene patalarika, and nga olefa okwikala pasuma ni wewe omwine. Cleanliness, we can tell from the way you dress, from the way your surrounding is kept. So to me, you can characterize somebody by looking at evidence surrounding the area where you are dwelled. So on that aspect, I believe partners can notice, and especially in Gamulechita, for example, whatever earlier we're talking about Ifiko, that many people don't know. They only discover their partners when they are already in marriage. But we have that grace period of getting to know one another, that dating time. That's where you can tell, no matter how one can pretend to be clean, wafiko you can tell ngawaya kunganda yakwe lolesha fe munshi mwa bed kulya kwine bale kutwala lolesha munshi ya bed. Just run your hand under the bed floor and then watch what you're going to see or just on top of the closet. Just run, or up a window here you can tell there's dust, there's those so you can tell na kachena, you can feel the smell that is coming out of the bedroom or even the toilet, especially toilet. Nga mwafika mu toilet mwamona nga toilet ya munganda, then you see how the toilet is supposed to be white but ile moneka ili gray, or then you can tell that abantu abanshire mukutandalira ili yellow. Yes. Then mwishwe nokushwa abantu wishire mukutandala kwa baafiko, because we can tell ifiko from mu kitchen mufimbusu, you can tell if mufima bwali everywhere, if the sink is nachifwa sata bafwa no kufasulula, there are a lot of signs. So let me end here and give chance to my partner, to my colleague, partner in crime.
As you come in, actually, there's something that Mkelaba has touched on that I would also want you, as you give your answer, to touch on and probably expand. In most cases, you only see a Karumendo like this, smart everywhere, but it's the way they look actually is different from where they stay. When you go into their rooms, you find it's totally the opposite of the person that you see. Now, how best do you come to identify the kind of a person that
Lawrence, thank you so much. But basically, before sometimes I'm going to use a very strong language, which maybe it may not settle well with you, but I have no choice. I have to use that language. Please bear with me. Na nimbikaka disclaimer paso marangele lako. Lawrence, before I come to your question, I want to start first to look at the personal hygiene. Makamaka yakana mayo. Allow me to describe na mayo, then ndande na chirumendo. These are married people. Personal hygiene. Itampira mukanwa vamayo limbi vatwishinga vakweshererisa mukanwa. Ngabalanda nga ni mubasi munamverapo mbasi muntu akamba ufuno yangana kumbali ukamba che bantu bonse bayangana kumbali mubasi. And now just imagine with your partner omulala nankwe omfashanyi mumampitsi valisunga ni forest vamoka twishinga vafoyo kupanga ma dreadlocks you don't know vanasunga vakaswetinga vapangana va white, and some even when they are wearing ngani vazimai vavala blouse udabwa sweat muionekera inankala na yellow shirt mampits, you know. Now imagine the man you sleep with, the man you share the bed with, amvela bwanji. Then tikachoka hapa bakazi, if bakazi naturally we have the body fluids that comes out of our body. And tilina nsomba insomba ngasimuna isuke bwino imanunka insomba. You know, we've got it is in each and every woman. You know, our private parts, they stink. Yanunka mwe bantu fulunika nsomba kola. And then tikepo na ijandeketi makwela tukenda kumwezi, you know, our monthly periods whatever. Then we muntu susamba upitsapo day olomwe wenzi wasambira kuseni mwachia inga mwachia kusoete ku market mkushitisha nganisala ula ngani repu omo mwachila akasuba konse mule bleeding ano ku bleeding alimbi na padi muchita mchinjire no kuchinja elo mwaisa fe mwaingira na blanket pulukutu mumunenu ala milelo shatata. You won't even look at you won't even have the desire to have sex with you. You won't already nishpala akachena parikaluku jungu, you know, that kind of thing. So this is the personal hygiene we are talking about. So for married people, we have to be considerate. Before you go to bed, how do you look after yourself? Nabena ba mdaloku limbi bala nuobwalwa omo bachila bachi oluchelo bainu niseka chani honest. This man left for work in the morning. Bakachoka kunchito baende tomba mani yo enzotea baendo tamba bola bamwako na moba. Wesi bajabe bamwamoko ya jati ni shake. Elo abwela Africa, they don't care. You know? They don't care. Mzanga weni gona nae elo you don't even want to know. You are not even like kumuchita consider mzanga nanga mzanga weni gona nae mzanga la bwanji. And how do you expect even to enjoy your conjugal rights in such an environment? It just destroys the appetite. It's just the same na kitchen. You go into the kitchen, wapeza kitchen in a dot. You know, kulima kitchen yena ngea kuti plastic kapanshi alikoela no kukwela pali becha black ule nwaso nga wamkulomba menshi na ulomba nga ulimwenu ule firu afyo ule fokulukira muni kapu ili ya ine. You know, so it's just the same as our personal hygiene. How do we look after our bodies? And as married people, let us be considerate of our friends. Ngo mnandu yundala na nkwe ayumfashani. You know, elo nishima blankets na eve mnachinja kayanga my bed sheets vena ngu mankala nayo 2 months 3 months my bed sheet kayanga nachinji wapo litokuli sweat ingo chitachi accumulate blanket nankala na warm because of dot kange tinashinga to both the blanket is very warm. Then now coming to your question, how do you this man is a different guy when you meet them on the street. You know, I remember there's an advert which used to come at public appearance yaka guy. A number one, makamaka, a clean collar. Remember that, you know.
Exactly.
But you know, I'm not going to talk about the guy who is not married. Here we are looking about a dirty partner. If you are just a man, consider yourself. But if as my you can make them better. They can learn from you as a woman. Ima ipea chati wakazi na beve, bali nakatundu yao ni wadoti na wamuna ni wadoti mwabaika pamoza awe, yankala mapati ya gwilizana. But you are able to tell a man, kambili wamuna, sama ikirako iveti machita, and wakonda manigima spray. Nenma wanatu mwamuna wakondo zola spray ya strong bambili. You know, they are there who love strong spray. But when angwama bisamilako, so we really have to be careful, you know. But when you go to their home, mwakunganda kumwabo, mwakubabona pobona bamudala. Mo checking a first. Cause mwamuna uzamuzibila kulichana even kumuona check guy. You know vamuna vevima vakangogula masocks. Uzamve ataka vula masapato amvyacheka lukuzhungwa zati in red flag. Ubwe uone belt wanaika na staples. You know.
Okay. Pankania belt peve mzatikuru kirako. Belt cannot determine cleanliness.
But I mean, what should you
yakabudula staples iyo monga belt zingakambeko ma issues ya economical issues. But monga kabudula, you know.
No, we are coming to that.
Monga tukabudula mumapa that one, yes, I can agree. But monga belt,
you know why we are mentioning you know why the belt na masocks ni tuntu tungono mwamuna we akangiyokula belt one if ikwepo fyaba basali abo naka so number 1 abashita belt.
Actually Himba, I'll tell you this. Those small things are things that we forget. You can make a program, I'm going to buy socks, and you come back with something else and forget about them.
That's why a man who remembers those things, that man is very particular.
Instead of buying belt, when the gula perfume ya madam.
And the gula perfume ya madam. When you no gula belt, then you end up buying perfume ya madam.
But perfume. Vanamayo na underwear. Wanyama atapeza underwear yalitumika pakati hapa. You know, very bamuna wewe
ni friction kwenda funa nchito.
There seems to be defense mechanism here, Himba. Our viewers out there, remember, this is Ubuntu channel. You are watching NSAKA. We come every Thursday from 20 hours, and we bring a variety of life lessons, especially for those who are in marriage. Now, this particular week, we are looking at partners who are dirty and lazy. These two things are what we are looking at. Remember, I'm Lawrence hosting the program for this night. We also have Himba Malambo joining us on the program, and also Wom Kelabai also on the program. Now, we are dissecting this particular program, and remember, feel free to join us, participate in the program by leaving a comment in the comment section of whichever social media platform you're watching us from. And if you have just joined us, please, you have just joined at the right time, because we have just set the ball rolling. Now, going forward, Himba, I'll start with you. Now, when we look at dating partners, we've spoken so much about them. We have, I think, we have defined what a dating partner is. We've even scratched here and there how to identify one. Now, if we look at in a marriage setting, what are the effects of having a dirty partner, like to the spouse? You are a husband, your wife is dirty, or you are a wife, your husband is actually very dirty. What are the effects in the house? I'll start with you, Himba, on this one.
One, Lawrence, because if the wife ewafiko, when the man comes, he would want to find a better place. Munganda mulifiko. You know, kwali baba na mayo bamu, you know, balaji indiri Lawrence. The moment this lady olo diaper ya mwana, muipeza anywhere in the house. Vena ngumwamuna ange na chepa do diaper ndiye imuposha ya mwana. Elo na eve, it's a used diaper. You know, and this man is from work. You know, he's tired. All he wants is to find a fresh environment where he can rest. So basically, it's bring a lot of confusion. And, you know, a lot of kuyambana munyumba. There's no peace in the house, because whenever the man talks about this debt, or the other partner talks about, the other one will definitely be put in a position to defend themselves. And when somebody is put in a position to defend themselves, it leads into conflict. Mambo yambana. Secondly, you just interest. It also makes to lose interest in one another. Thirdly, it also, I mean, is, you know, when it comes to sex in bed, imavuta. How are you going to make love to a person where how are you going to have them in bed? It's difficult, no matter how you want to enjoy or to be with them already, because kalukujungu kachiramo. So the best thing is maybe just to keep a distance. Fourth, Bimaletesa Chan, it's very stressful. Especially to my fellow ladies, when a man is coming from work, all they want is to find a place where they're going to relax. Nanjabwela mwamuna huyu atapumule msitting room mwena kambira bapeza madaipa bapeza yena nga ina pa bed yena nga pa matebo pa mpando. How is this man going to rest? Baende ku bed na eve sio yanziyuka. Muyangane pa bed ma bed sheet na eve ma bed sheet ya pink ambone kako kakaki kajafuru nika designer, because nkudala pe mna ya chinja. So how do you expect this man? At the end of the day, this man, we are chasing him away from home. And ingani wakazi bamuna badoti bajamuna avula masoksi ya salau uko nsapato ili uko inangu. Eventually na eve mkazi will start nagging. Awe bashipo na imwandinyo mojindilia. Mundila kili na mlatiani wasoba ulemu ulibe ulemu. It's the same way to bring conflict. Muzale konvela na at the end of the day, it even swa vomela ma mistakes yabo. It can even lead into divorce. But some men would even say, I can't stay with a dead woman. Some other women would say, at the end of the day, the issue which was small, yakula, mwaya isanga mli divorce. And then when you sit down and say, but that was an issue which you were able to work on, but it's already too late, Lawrence.
Anything else from Kelabai?
Well, thank you so much. The effect, you talked about the effect. Yes.
Exactly.
Being lack of hygiene munganda can lead to a lot of things. One, diseases.
Okay.
You will find that even the food that you prepare, what you are ingesting, is not as clean, as it is not looked after, it's not taken care of properly. You clean, sometimes you find hair in the food, sometimes because there are so many flies, and then that also gives you, you're just discouraged, from either enjoying your marital home. That's why you find certain men, even though it is not a card, it is not a reason to use, certain men, they choose to go elsewhere and start looking for other people that are either clean, inverted commas, or that are smelling good, that are taking care of themselves. But what we are forgetting also, it says, it takes two to tango.
Exactly.
You as a partner or as a couple, you need to teach one another. If your partner is lacking in one area, you can pick it up and show your partner how it is ought to be done, how it should be done. Pick up the place, clean up the place. At one point, your partner will feel guilty and say, look, I think it's time I emulate from my partner and do the same thing. Also, communication.
I'm feeling guilty.
Communication.
I'm wondering, we should be playing with psychology here and hope that the other feels guilty. There are people like me actually. If you want to make me feel guilty for something, it's better you tell me. And if you start acting strange so that you can make me feel, it doesn't work.
No, it's not. That person is just trying to show you how the right thing to do. What is the right thing to do? If your partner, you keep on talking to your partner about the same thing over and over, and you don't see your significant other making any efforts to go that direction, you get tired of talking. So what you do is you start just acting. For example, if I come from work, I find my house is dirty, the diapers are everywhere, kids are crying, kids are dirty, they are not cleaned, and my wife, she's on the cell phone talking to her friends, or she went to church to visit, or she did, what do? I'm also part and parcel of that family. It's not just her duty alone. I will pick the kids, clean them. I will pick up those things, the dirty diapers. I will either clean the house so that when she comes, she finds it sparkling clean. And I'll ask, honey, where have you been? This is what I did. Yes. This is what I did. Do you want me to call your parents over this issue? Do you want us to bring people to talk about this? Because I can't be doing this. I come from work. So, and if you see that your partner is stubborn, they don't want to change, of course, if you find it intolerable that you cannot live in that kind of environment anymore, you can simply throw in the towel. As simple as that. You say, look, I am refusing this. I can't go on like this. One, kubedi tulenu kuya bedi kwa tuli toilet. I want to kiss you. Nde kusanga timukano mulenunga kwati litufilya kwa chakolo. What do I do? So the best thing is nganinkwe bata ule chinja na lilanda kale kwa pita na ma years na ma months. You are still maintaining, you are advancing that I don't care type of attitude. What can you tell me? I'm the head of this house. I can do whatever I want. You are my wife. You need to kneel down and respect or do all kind of crazy stuff. No. If you see that somebody is not treating you with respect and you are subjecting your health hazard, to your life to a lot of prone disease, you're prone to diseases, to sickness, move on. You can do that. But what I know is that under African customary law, any reason in the court of law, in the local court, can be used as a ground to divorce. My husband smells in the armpits. It's a ground to divorce. It's a ground to divorce. Anything, it could be it's a ground to divorce under customary marriage. Then under statutory marriage, you must prove that this marriage has broken down, Shani, irretrievably, that mwaliesha mwalipanga mwaliletako tuma mwachitako reconcile mwayapa separation, but that is a very a long process. But under, if you pofia ama tradition, any reason you can divorce. That's why kusangwa atmwa itako abachibululu baisa to counsel you to sit down. Cleanliness, it's very, very important, munganda. And the morale. Yes, please.
Just wind up because there is I wanted to go to the next part. Just okay. Wind up.
And the morale. Yeah, munganda umuntu alesa looking forward to come and hug your wife or your man. Your wife has put on very attractive attire. Noti mnesangwa na mukwata browse na map aya mukaka from last week or last year nechitenge that your husband is either looking kuri ba neighbor abalepyanga pansi afuereka short imwe bakashibabo as beautiful as you were lintu bale kupepeka now for chitenge elo ule moneka fimbi life kuisunga we mwine. Keep yourself clean and be attractive. Na imwebe nemkweba ome buy. Let's buy them a present so that our women can look much better. Let us buy them. Anyway, na butukira kuma conclusion, but this is what I can say for now. Let me not spoil the
All right. We are also welcoming Wiseman into the studio. Wiseman, good evening.
Evening, comrade. How are you?
Is it Wiseman?
You.
Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Muliko,
Yeah.
how is Congress?
The way we are pushing.
That's good.
Yeah. Madam Himba, hi, how are you?
I'm fine, my Wiseman. I'm happy to hear your voice.
I'm happy too.
It's nice to
Okay.
hear you.
So, Mr. Wiseman, I'm sure you can follow. You have been following what we are looking at this evening. We are actually discussing on how to deal with a dirty and lazy partner. Now, I wanted to go into a certain direction. I wanted Himba to talk to Vanamayo first and foremost. Explain, suggest, not really explain. I think suggest what they need to be up there when it comes to hygiene. Just to be up there, to be modest and acceptable. What they need to have, what they need to do, and all those things. And then I think I'm going to split the duties for the gents to talk to the guys, to the men out there on what the men need to have, need to do, and at least how they need to clean themselves. So Himba, I'll start with you. I think look into the camera and just make this earnest appeal to the women out there. Talk to them about hygiene. What exactly they need to do, what they need to have, what they need to apply. Obviously, you know the lady stuff. Himba, over to you.
Thank you so much, Rollins. You know what? Vanamayo twaliishi bafwe bene. We know ourselves. You know your body, you understand the body, and you know what you can afford, you know. Na bashitata babene kwali babamu abatusapotako n'okuba abafiiko pantu bakaso balachita shorthand even ukupela omwana kashimpi ati chitefe olefa. It's very difficult for some men, but again that's why it's important as a woman to be at least financially independent. Financially independent, you don't need to be a don. We mwine walikwatako fya kantu akanono ko uchita, just sustain yourself. Now, however, back to the topic. Vanamayo, our men, they get embarrassed. Uku kumona uli nefiko. Sometimes olono kwenda na yo kuchesha efi ya msangati tembo bali kuntanshi, bali kunuma na wapapa no mwana, tembo bali kuntanshi, elo balebe pshati, tembo nanga wakazi banu bali kuti, basonta na show that bali kumbuyo. Abo abale isoko, olo bale shonta na kaka kambo ya bali kumbuyo. He can't even point at us, at you proudly. So basically, our men, they feel proud. Ngakumuna ole moneka bwino, balaba n'ekirumba. And balomfati pali namayo, abayepali omukashwandi. So we know ourselves, we know our body. You know, mubiri wandi, okay, nalikwatako kali akachena, inga akachena na lakachitashani manage. Maybe mfuyende samba ko, is it 2-3 times a day? Nga na yolu chelo na chianga, nkwisa na chianga na bwele chungulo na samba nga na fuma kunchito. Whether wachila bomba mo face, mayo, we have the body fluids that we discharge. And yadama body fluids, yala nunko bubi. Tula sweating, okuli konsoko wachibe, especially nga tuama October, so tula sweating. And there's like a behavior that irritates me on the bus. Kala nachilala ndaka kwa tu muntu alilandira kumulomo ko bero mukamuna chimulefu makachena kavi olo pali ati bafika pa bat system musala pati tsala pa St Patrick vese veme vamaya pa St Patrick ucha nga vaisa vai minina mbasi kaisa afumafika dakalukuzhungwa aitsa mwaipa ila chemwe muli paneba. So let's avoid such. So for me, I would even say wemwina wake uziziva tuja tuma body fluids beba kwanisa ma pant liner, use pant liners. Those who can't afford ma pant liner nolo tusalu mwabika ko pali akasalu ngamwa, whether you are doing your peas or you are not doing your peas, but if you can't afford tuma pant liners mwabika just to protect armpits bamokwali baba kwatafe kali akachena kali. You know, some bala kwanisha maro oni wabika ko tubaro oni ka powder filia bamo, you use my lemons, they are good. You just waika then wasamba. Eventually you see what works for you. Not everything will work for everyone. Ngani mukanwa mwena uluchelo tuakwesha fila. These are just the basic routine of somebody. Mukanwa mwasuka fila bana mayo uchungulo nakachelo elo emishishiba ashtata. Our man likes us when our hair is looking good, and when he's even saying good morning sweetheart uluchelo fe vamo vana mayo fo tuchita wafuma fe mungani mudi bed na file fima pulling to atemwa file wali na uchika kana uchishingulusha wafuma straight pa bed, you know. Lawrence, you're laughing. My pulling yaja. Have you ever seen the way they are? And they are common. It's like in fashion. Achoka chena bed straight in kitchen instead they akutoke pena ukamanje nizikiri neko nishiteko to refresh. Let me just refresh a bit before I go anywhere. You know, we know ourselves. There are a few things you can use. As I'm saying, timule samba, ama pads, we need to change frequently. You know, mwema flowing ila. You know how your flow is. But and even flow, nunga sana pad ila nunka. And then our part just smells like nsomba. Somba yo yanika paja kulipea mafi yo yanika ya wola kama fika kalcheni kansomba. So we need to take care of this fish properly, so that our men, they don't feel uncomfortable. And you know, some men, if you're lucky, your man will tell you, baby, I think he is soon vekabu. Will you please ka spray mukamwe, ka spray or do this? Some men will not tell you. They'll just go and talk about you kubantu. Eventually, and most women va dot. Now less vali now. Napamulomo boom. Even when people are trying to help you, you become very argumentative, very defensive. Listen to what your partner, if your husband tells you, then you are lucky. Count it all joy. Then that man loves you. He wants to work on he wants you to work on those things you are having. But venangu, bazamba che banda mwalelo banapezako banapezako kadruthi, banapezako kamino bakashana basamba nowadays. On. So you can see what you can manage within your budget in your home, use what you can manage, and how you can look after yourself. There are a number of things you can use to look after yourself. Mapadzi, matampunzi, benangwase benzesa matishu, umaziziba we mwine wake. Kusamba, not mwe mnasambira kuseni. Mwaenda mwazinguluka kombo niyonse. Ela wamene bazimai beba konda nunka bazimai. Ndiye bakonda noenda na maningi. And eventually, because of your dot, mzaona even want kumitandalirani pa nyumba bazambo mitabani. And even the friends to your husband is always embarrassed to receive visitors, is always embarrassed to receive his friends at home, as wamkeleba imwe bakambira vokuja, we ayenzo teka vokuja, we mkazi ukauka kusenu wasamba one kachewa, ikako ka make up patali wavika, ule moneka wino, not wabu kolu chelo, ule saving a breakfast, na cell phone na yali ama phone yakale yali kwa tayari fikana kumukoshi. You know, that kind of thing. So Banamayo, let's look after ourselves so that we are, and let's not forget that we are the role models to our children. Wamuna bamataba dot chemamuna kutaba kuzonda chenda baya dot. Thank you so much, Lawrence.
All right. Let's go to Mukelaba. I think Wiseman has left you to do the honors alone. You can also just help us. Just talk to the gents earnestly. Mukelaba, over to you.
To my dear fellow men, what can I say? I think a lot has been said already. You've heard from the women perspective. And for us, you know what we need. You know what you want. How we need to present ourselves. We need to also be very, very clean. Hygiene is the most important thing. Tiungaende chabe kwenda ufuna kagero. Ero presentation ya mene ubwerako nayo ulibeko njala zili na doti, kola, ioneka, especially ma collars, because you can tell muntu wa mene sana sambe, kola ndiye kuza no kuza ati there's uyu muntu sana sambe for 2-3 days, because you can tell there's brown ngati shirt ni white, you can tell that my collars ni na doti, and the cape, because in this tukonda maningi tvovalava makepu uzapeza ati mbali mwa kepu muja uzapeza na mweve there's dirt, and women are very observant women are very observant. When you stand in front of a girl and you are talking, you are chaffing her, or you are trying to lay down your manifesto, they are not listening. They will be listening to what you're saying, but they are busy checking on you. One, they're checking your feet, your shoes. They're checking out your clothes. They're checking out your teeth, if there's any tunyama, tumichopo, between your meno. They're checking on your color of your teeth. Ngat suma suka mukamwa, you can tell. And to make the matters worse, that you want to whisper in her ears. The first thing she'll do is to inhale, to smell you, because she can't come and just smell you like that. And the moment you come, yes, the moment you come closer, then they can feel the scent coming out of you. Your breath. I don't know how many times you brush your teeth. You have to brush your teeth, clean your teeth in the mornings, every time you have a meal, and in the evenings when you are going to bed, brush your teeth, and use also mouthwash. Just to come out and breathe. Ngatisunga kwanise mouthwash. Water is very, very, very high. It's very water very chabe mushe. You can even add a little bit of salt in the water, or watinikapo tumalemon mumanzi, then chuku 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 in your mouth, and then you spit, and then you go to bed. And muma armpits, yes, and changing of underwear 2 to 3 times. You can change 2 times if you want. If you are very too exercising, every time you sweat, you need to change your underwear, because between your legs in this Y direction there, they are down there where you're producing sperms in your scrotums, your testicles. There's a lot of work going on down there. So even when it's working, there's a lot of smell that is also being produced, exhaust. It comes. So that area needs to be secured, need to be ventilated. No, you know, to kuvala very tight clothes, and sometimes you need, when you are home, just open your legs so that you can circulate, air can circulate between your legs. At least you need to ventilate your legs, put on your short, and you can take out your underwear where you're comfortable, take out your underwear, put on just a short that is a little bit, wider, so that you can let air circulate. Not kuenda kufani wafakana na chana, you just circulate the air nicely and clean before the air circulates there, because if you have not cleaned that area, you are going to spread that perfume between your legs in the whole house, and the scent is not good. You yourself, if you so you can't feel the smell yourself. The person next to you is the one that is going to be subjected to that touch. So the best thing you do is be mindful with the people that you live with, and apply some perfume that will remove certain scents, natural scents. Also, sometimes it is important also to just let your natural scent come out, just like that. But it has to come out when you are clean. Now, samba wino. That also, it is important to have it as well. It actually, that's why mulomfo abalumendo pakulanda when we're making love, no, that is that's the natural scent that you need to feel as well. So balumendo, make sure you are clean, and of course, be economically empowered, do some work, find a job so that you can be able to support your spouse and yourself. And for you to change, you can afford tuma underwears in socks, keep on changing in sokoshi, because mukala luala, the nails can be infected. Also, you can have some problems, your skin problem between your legs. Also, you can have the same toothache. Ngataukusa mkanwa, tausamba mkanwa. In the teeth problems, toothache is very expensive. If you want to spend more money, dentist, I promise you, don't brush your teeth, because you are going to spend a lot of money. But if you want to save money, clean your teeth, just clean yourself. I think that's what I can say for now. And also, buy presents. Ngana ukwatempia shtirako your partner. Buy something to your partner so that she looks nice and sexy, how you want it.
But why didn't Himba mention tell the ladies to buy presents also for their men?
They do. Good-looking girls and responsible women, they do buy.
No, Mwilala, that responsible women. There's no way. If we ever Nakashi, we double what you give us. You don't buy me presents. See? How will I buy?
I think that's a topic for another day. I think already we are going to go into a debate here. Thank you so much for all those watching us on Ubuntu channel. Remember, this is NSAKA. We come every Thursday at 20 hours. Though today, apologies once again because we started a little bit late. Now, let's look at laziness. Let's look at laziness. I deliberately separated the two because I wanted us to talk in details about both of them. Now, let's look at laziness on its own. I think Womkelaba gave a very good definition of laziness. We can say you know what you're supposed to do, but somehow you are expecting the forces of nature to move you to do what you're supposed to do. Now, when we look at laziness in marriages, where exactly does it come in? Because sometimes people are hardworking, people are like this when they go into these relationships and they are all the way up to they get married, and then somewhere someone feels lazy to cook for the husband, someone feels lazy to do this for the wife, someone feels lazy to even spend time at home with the family, to do just to help out here and there. Where does it all come from?
Is it me? Is it my turn?
Okay, I think let me start with Womkelaba.
Okay, before you even go any further, let me just I forgot one thing from the dirtiness. Fweba umetu atemwa sana ngatwaya kuchimbusu. Ngatamkwe tishu mwabomfye paper. That's not clean enough. We should emulate otherness of Asia, especially that they always clean themselves. They carry themselves with water to clean that behind. Because most of us men, our women, I think, can bear with me that they do see a lot of shit from the underwears because we failed to clean properly our underwears to clean nalala. Okay, since yam program yaba kulutwalalanda ukuchita clean kum it's how would you say it in Bemba? Ukushinda?
Just cleaning your back.
Yes. Just cleaning your butt is very important. Cleaning properly, very, very nicely. Not wapishafi paper. katwisha batufunda amapepa tayafunya fiance. Bulia bufi. That's cheating. And because filatwa chilanda pa first date umwini wa chushi teti umfue chushi unokununka cho teti but na filafinenga wapwisho okushinda and you think ka pepa ka pwisha nga wapita fye ulepita mu bantu muna mwini after using the toilet. I'm telling you the consent because tau clean the wino, it will still follow you no matter how smartly dressed you are. Mafi yakula nunka konsokole, especially muri mu restaurant, you are on a date. Clean your ass nicely, wash it with water and clean your hands with soap nicely.
What about public place? How do you wash it?
Come again?
You're in a restaurant. How do you wash it?
There's a bathroom. Are there no bathrooms there? You can. It's possible. Other bathrooms I even have the provision. Anyway, let's come to your issue again. Sorry to take you back. Your issue was on what was your issue again? Was on laziness.
But on laziness. Looking at laziness now.
Laziness, you can tell. You can tell your partner is lazy from doing small little things, chores in the house. They don't want to pick up papers to trash. They would want to wait for anybody else. The children, mostly we always use children. Iwe, can you go and get this? Can you do this? Can you do, when you can do it yourself? So it is important that sometimes we need to lead by example. When you see your surrounding is dirty, clean it yourself. Stand up and do the work. And then when as human beings, we love copying. Because once we see, even children, they copy everything. If couples fight every day, children will copy. And when they grow, they will be fighting as well in their relationship. So if you want to be clean and you're hardworking, you're not lazy, you don't postpone, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it on Saturday. I'll do it. You keep on postponing things. And meanwhile, the debt or the job keeps on piling, because tomorrow there are more new problems that are going to come, or new challenges that are going to come. So let us inculcate this knowledge of this issue of doing things right there and then. You finish, what comes tomorrow, you will fix it as it comes. Fix your issues now, and then leave the things that you haven't done or you are yet to do tomorrow. Not immediately you sit and wait. Keep on pushing agendas, Kuntash. That's a mistake we make. Laziness, cleaning the house is not just for a wife at home. That should be erased from us men's mind. Cleaning our homes, men can also clean the surrounding. Don't leave it up to women alone. When you are in a home together, clean your surrounding. Pick up, wash the plates, clean the bathroom, clean your bedroom, you help one another. That is what you call partnership. Not you let somebody only alone doing the donkey work. That is not okay. Umunove, then that's not even love. Because if you really love your partner, you will do anything to help them. Okay? But there's no need of even using the word help them, because you're not helping. It is your home. You are not helping. You are doing the right thing for your home together as a team. Okupipa abananga na abanya bonse pamo. Taking the kids to school, doing homework bonse pamo. Cooking, bonse pamo. If you don't know how to cook, tell your partner to teach you. You can learn from your partner. We are adults. There's no one who is so special, and God did not just create us to sit as men and wait for a woman to cook. Ngalesa ali bapanga tibana kashiba kulaipika. Ngabali fyalwa no mwinko kumaboko o akampoto pamutu. But they were born just like you as a man. So it is important to help your significant other in a home, not even to help. No, I think I'm using also the wrong word, the wrong term. Let's not help, like let's do the right thing in a home, not just leaving it for our partners.
Let me come to you, Himba. Let me come to you, Himba. Well, laziness as well somehow starts from somewhere. Are people just naturally lazy, or maybe they grow into laziness with time? What exactly where exactly does it come from?
Thank you so much, Rollins. Laziness plus debt equals disaster. We muntu mwine na ukataka package kafiko, we muntu mwine na ukataka package kabunangani. Your game heavy. I like one of the, when I was looking at the definition of laziness earlier in the day, somewhere it says it's unwillingness to use your energy. You just don't want to use. You've got the energy. It doesn't say in the absence of the energy. It says unwillingly to use your energy. Now, Lawrence, some people, okay, nganalanda at laziness if mokunala bepa. Ndilabeja, because I don't know how laziness come about. But there are people who just make themselves to be lazy. Azipangache. But I don't know where it comes from. Benangwa spanga. You just want to laze around. But these are two dangerous things to have as a married man, as a married woman. Kuliba muna benangu tikamba pa laziness. Kuliba muna benangu Rollins. Sa sebenza, sa endako kuma peace weki, olokuti atandizeko pa nyumba toke mkazi wanga aenda kunchito inenipyangeko uzadabwa mwamuna yonsa ina remote mumanja na remote bana sibayiwona noyiwona ma buttons yali pa remote anaswata noswata kuti olona anaisalaminso aleti nkafya ma buttons yaleya ma programs yonse ma channels ala yapwisha during the day. There are men like that. And then they expect when a woman comes back in the evenings, amupikire, amuchitile chani, that kind of thing. In such a situation, this is very dangerous. And this is a kind of a man, apopene nadia, nabi kembalation sexual shlabonfya msinki. Shirelo lelo mkashati ese. Wesi in a house where there's no house helper, you are actually stressing your wife. You are actually tormenting your wife. You are actually pushing your wife away from you, And there are men who just don't want to work. And especially in NSAKA, Bamuna, they've developed a habit of going for working women. So at Babale Basunga. But for me, I wouldn't encourage such. As a man, it's very difficult for you to be the head of the house when you don't provide for that family. Because you can't even ask a woman, even when she didn't go for work, she's going to tell you, I went for work. But where you are providing for this house, you're going to have control. And that marriage is going to be a happy marriage. Kulibazimai baules. Elopa mlomo bu. Ababazimai, they are just lazy women. My dear sister, if you're a kind of a person who is lazy out there, believe me, that laziness will cost you one day. They are lazy to a point that is what leads to dirtiness. Because ni baulesi, uzadabwa laziness kuvala che bra yake imukanga akavala bra na maziva yapusana kuinangu ili pansi kuinangu na size ya bra yake size. They're just women who are lazy like that. There are women wakutena mafoni yanabwela kwaya, instead of you as a person to manage your phone basically manages you. You know whatever is happening pa social media. Waenda ku Facebook wachoka, waenda ku Twitter wachoka, waenda nikuchani yonse ma platforms wayasiriza then wabwerera. There are women who are like this. And
but that's innovation, and that's been social on social media.
It's not being social. Yes, you can spend time, you can interact, to the outside world, but it shouldn't take control of you. Kulibakazi venangu, even anybody, uzapeza apika phone ili mumanja, ali apika, banyeke sana ndiyo, but then, kulibantu ba ulesi, tikamba pamene pa ulesi, phone itaikamba koche, it's just a by the way. There are women who are lazy, such that, even kupanga budget ya mnyumba ikanga. You know that your husband is coming home. Waziba izi ukapena susebenza. Kulima two types hapa. Kuliwe basebenza bazimai, kuliwe sibasebenza. Kuliwe basebenza ba ulesi bazimai. Aenda kunchito akabwela nuwa ulesi afinine ninaka. Baruthi babikire nikoti bashintwani. Baruthi babikire baruthi yalo bakakwafu wikalila. Because, she's helping you basically everything. So even when you are from work, please try to make sure that at least you take care of your husband where you can. And even when you say Switina Lema, you understand. Then there's another type of this set of women. Sasebenza, the man provides everything. Kuzapeza panyumba, mpoto, mpoto zone gray zone kabwa. But zinankala black tabaishwa no question poto. Talk about the toilet yetu achilandapo. Toilet alikuwa tana layer such that when you peel it, it will just peel off. But there's somebody who remains home. Bed bamuna mwe wachokela kuseni. He comes back in the evening, he will find the bed. To make matters worse, na ndiyo yonse karibu choka na mfridge. But your friend went out for work. Laziness. The Bible says, whoever is lazy should not do what? Should not eat. And again, the Bible says, cleanliness is next to godliness. So, iwe wa ulesi, utaika dirty plus laziness. Who are you? It's disaster. When you are well, and when you are lazy, they are very defensive. Nabadoti, very defensive. Elo wikepo na kupika suzi banabwino ukapika soti oneka onion oneka salad oneka kweyaenda your man can't. 1 mnyumba mlidoti, 2 suzi wokamba, 3 kupika na kweve vili. If you check, you can tell that soti ili hapa, salad ili hapa, onion ili hapa, tomato ni soup hiyo. How do you expect this man to be a happy man? He comes home, he's expecting to have a hot meal, maybe even a cup of tea. Bale ingila fya sweetie sambeni after having a shower nikakapu kati na tunshaba pambali katuishinga tunshoto mbapera mwalibeshi bamwebene. Let's end in marriage. One of the elderly people told me that Himba chikwati chilibe munkwala wa mchikwati nikuchita mzako veafuna. If you are going to do what your friend wants and you are going to know your friend, believe me, you'll be very happy. But if you always be going parallel, mwamuna wako akonda kujia derere yo frying, you pika derere ya soda every day because you are going parallel, it will be very difficult. So muntu wa ulesi, Lawrence, amankala even a burden to your friend. Because when your partner, kulibena angu, mwamuna auka kuseni, pa Saturday, tieni kufamu. Uzapeza tu kufamu basunga nkuku, uzadabwa tu kufamu kapena kulini kufunika kushanga kombuto, wevi basala waligone mchani, munyumba. You are actually making this man to carry a heavy burden. But when you are the two of you are pulling together, the burden becomes lighter. So if you are lazy, my dear sister, where you are, try to pull up your socks. Bamuna, especially in nowadays, they like women whom they are going to put together, who are going to bring suggestions. And Bamuna can be, they don't like a man when asking a question. They'll go to a woman who will bring out ideas, whom they would engage. Engage. If vetuma kwenda tinda wanakwatiri wasibanga ende kwina ngwine nimfika kunapela panopene ukadabwera bakesa kupampula bakakutesha pomo na wikala na phone kanchibe n'abalume baliya his miles away from you. So my sisters, if you pull up your socks, these men, they don't like lazy women. They don't like nagging women. They don't like dirty women. Elo muno ni wadoti. Eva amafuna mukazi ali clean, umichila va clean. I rest my case.
One thing that has come out so much is the fact that I think we have built some sort of a connection between laziness and dirtiness. Himba, you highlighted the fact that most of the people who are actually dirty are lazy, and most of the people who are lazy are actually dirty. Now, when it comes to finding a solution, if let's say today there is a woman out, or there is a man out there who is actually relating to some of these things and saying, actually, the person that I stay with actually is the culprit, or the wife is saying my husband is the culprit, what is the best way to approach such a one? I think as we talk, let us be mindful of time. We are already running over time. Please, let's be mindful of time.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. Basically, for me, if you discover that your partner is lazy and dirty, the first thing you should not know, please don't go and gossip them outside. Wait, please don't go and share, not even with your sisters or your brothers. If you've noticed that your partner, especially when you're talking about personal hygiene, this is a very sensitive issue. If you've noticed that there are things you don't like about your partner, try to talk to them. Try to engage them. You know, sweetie hapa ni sinima ko sinima ona hii bra yako muinasila mampitsi sweetie ka yelo mabra kange ama fipa muyamba nonunga. You know, sweetie, you know, talk to your wife, take her through. Is it your husband? Take him through. You are going to find that maybe ni mufunika che kukambisana na issue ya chitachani ya sira. Now, if you've tried kukambisana, or benangu sibazi bavochita, you know, we come from different backgrounds. Ine mnani chosa wa malala wa kotuzwa tuvele hama pitra toilets. Mwanleta mulusaka mlima flashing toilets yafu nikosuka. I don't know. Ine kweni nachoka tuvele hamulota. Mienda che mutenga chani. How do you call it? Maashes natila mpitra toilet natila. Yonse ijachani vikusi vasila and toilet yale kanonunga. That's what I'm used. So if you don't teach me how to clean the toilet, nzaka tenga ya mene ya jamachani na bwana na shitachani natila mtoilet. So please try to teach. Talk while you are trying to demonstrate. Talk while you are trying to demonstrate. Vikakanga. Look around. Nibashi bukombenga niwandani wewe nzeke po mnakwatilana. And even before you go outside, please inform your partner. Baby na yesa, sweetie na yesa ivakanga. Maybe you're going to listen to this voice. There's a voice you're going to listen. My voice is not one of the voices you listen to. Na mchechi vijavetu makondati. Mutamangira kulima pastors mukalibo yesa mwebene bake. It's also another dangerous move. Try unless vakanga kulimwe babili mwakangi wa babili. That's when you're going to go and invite other voices out there. Because these some of the voices we invite, some they are not genuine voices, some they don't mean well for you. They'll come actually to cause more harm than good to your relationship. Then mukaona you've tried all the alternatives yakanga. That's when now you can seek maybe even kumakolo. Mami vidisona so daddy vidisona so kurashinga kumakolo when you have a situation in your marriage, it's not a good thing. I wouldn't advise you. Because the moment you're going to go to your mother, if my child comes, I'll look into my child's interest. I'm going to say, mwanangu tani kupengi. Mwanangu asufunika ukazivutika nilipo. Nezo kuza mkazi ukamkwatila. And most of the times when bamuna, or bantu bafuna ukwatila na mzapeza kumangala ko to freak. Yes, ni mkonda ja mkazi. Ni kumangala kutana convince. So eventually, when you go with a complaint to your parents, they will start by my parents who are going to look at the issue holistically, that they'll first defend theirs. So when you go kuma parents in shivavuta, vikavuta kuma parents, mwaesa try. You know vikwati nkuyesa. I'm not saying you shipikisha. You solve the problem. You go on, you iron the problem. Vikavuta, palibe ve munga chite. Na wina ngunkanjila kakwao. Na wina probably are not compatible. Probably, you know. For me, then vikafike kuma point kwe mzambo lasa na tunsimbi kwe mzambo shauta na, you know, you turn your house into a ring, ya rest ring. But try to solve issues on your own. Try to communicate. Make sure you have effective communication in your relationship. Thank you, Lawrence.
Bomkileva, you can also come in on that one.
Thank you so much. I don't want to waste much time. What I can only say is that leave marriage alone. Put your marriages in a closet and lock, and either if you want, you can swallow the key. It's up to you. When you have problems, do not go and open the closet and take the marriage and bring it out and start talking about marriage. Leave the marriage in the closet alone. When you are having a specific problem, that is what you need to discuss about. The specific problem, that particular issue. And you have to be open to each other. It takes two to tango. Like I said earlier, you cannot expect one partner to respect the other one, to only respect one side, and then you don't reciprocate. Respect is earned, and do not treat your partner or your wife as though you are a parent. Because most of men, especially because of Imiambo, we intend to treat our women as though we are now become their fathers. They are our children now. We have to tell them what to do. We are expecting a lot of things from them alone, and then leaving us to do nothing, just to go for work and come back. That is a red flag. The moment you start treating, the moment your wife starts calling you daddy, just know that, you have, that's it. Not daddy, sweetheart, but daddy. Then you start looking at you as a father figure now that you are a father. Just know that you cannot tell your dad that your pant, your underwear, you have not cleaned yourself properly because you are scared because of the respect that you give your husband. You cannot be open to each other. Be friends, be partners, and speak when something is not making sense in a home. You see your partner is blazing around, talk about it, or teach your partner. You who has discovered, who has identified that your partner is lazy. You are using the word lazy, and you know the reason why you are using the word lazy or dirty. Show her or him your cleanliness or your strongness instead of complaining. That is how you solve problems. Teach one another as a couple. Talk together in a very nice way. Don't be scared. We are scared to talk to our wives because we want to treat them as nibamayo. You can't tell your mom, mami mlenunka mkanwa. You can't. Sweetie, mami, honey pie, cupcake, whatever you call, you can call each other those nice, beautiful names where you have to be open to each other. Openness is what is required. You don't fear anything. Olo ashula kapshupu mkazi wako asazimvera na nsone iye muzani oneramo aenda mtoilet mkunya acho kama mtoilet akuza nokuza usangenemo boy amvera guilt. You have to talk, communicate, boy nenze mtoilet. I don't think it's the right time to go there. Mwaseka noseka. Okay, nizalindira. Oh, don't worry, ninajaira. That's the friendship you need to have. Don't call your husband papa, or you start treating your husband as though he's your father. To me, that's the red flag. Then you'll be under bondage like a slave or like a daughter. So That's what I can say for now. Solve problems as they come. Leave the marriage alone in a closet. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to give both of you just a minute to just give us your concluding remarks so that we can wind up this program. I know probably we have not exhausted everything that we needed to talk about, but I think for now, because of time, we can just go to concluding remarks.
Thank you so much, Rollins. For me, what I would say is that marriage is not for men. Is not for men and women who are cowards. Marriage is not for boys and girls. And always make sure you're the best for your husband. Always make sure you're the best for your woman. All I'm going to say, make sure you're the best for your partner. You know, always work hard to impress your partner. Whether you're a man, work hard to impress your woman. Whether you're a woman, make hard to impress your partner, your husband. Vamuna, as I conclude, vakazi, whether tisevenza, timakondo, tipasa, ndrama zezi choka kuli vamuna, zimawama. Zimawama kendo kula to my perfume, those to my personal needs. It's just nice. You're not going to tell me to look after myself when you're not giving me money to maintain. Offer to our fear, and we like to be pampered. Bamuna. So if vakazi, I'm not going to talk on behalf of men. I'm talking about us women. We love to be pampered. We love to be spoiled. So once in a while, mukazi nga wamfali na akachena wampera kofi awe mami, it's another way of communication. Mami, kashteko perfume, kashteko roll-on, kadaka nivya wakeshwa katishu walanda, you know, whatever. Kaguleko madam, ainda gula. Believe me, you are going to help this woman than going to go and talk about her outside, than to sit with your sisters and brothers to gossip about this woman. Respect this woman, respect this man. Because Uyumukazi, there's one thing which she gives you, which your sister, your aunt will never give it to you, or your mother. This man, there's something he gives you which nobody on earth will give you. Above all, he or she is the mother and the father to your children. I rest my case.
Thank you. Abonke.
When you have problems, I will repeat myself, sort the problems as they come in their specific, special way. It will be foolish of a couple that has a small issue of dirtiness or laziness to rush and open the closet and get marriage and start talking about ichupo ichitachire womba. Let's dissolve the marriage. It's like mulekule nganda, after mwakula nganda wino ya wama ile mweneka kwati ya kwa sunzu ilia. Then mwasangat kuli leakage infulanga yaloka kwa isa sanga kuli ka leakage apa no fya pale chitaka leak. Then imwe instead sorting out problem ya ka leakage mwaya vola lusambo, I mean bulldozer that truck. Then mwaleta bulldozer at mwatove nganda yonse because of that small leakage. People will laugh at you to say you are foolish because you cannot solve the problem of a leakage by demolishing the whole house. So apopena, we cannot. Try to solve problems as they come in their specific ways and solve them immediately. Do not leave the problems to grow, because once they grow and become big, yamena nemiunga, you will fail to touch them because they've overgrown. And learn to solve a problem by not creating more problems. Solve one particular problem, let it end, ngayapwa, wait for whatever problem that may come next, and don't go back to the previous problem that you resolved and forgiven one another. Ifiko, lekeni. Cleanliness, wonsepanganda, clean the house together, and clean yourselves together and eat healthy, clean food. Natote.
All right, there you have it. Thank you so much for having joined us on this week's edition of Pansaka. Now, remember, Ubuntu channel is actually live on each and every single day of the week. Remember to catch Ruben with the boys as they talk about sports tomorrow at 20 hours. And on Saturday, you have your say in the trending headlines of the week. That's on my point of view with Chaza. And then Sunday, Namwinga takes us to church as we look at as she shares with you a moment of grace. Then catch me on Monday as I bring you Ubuntu Lifestyle. Remember, this is Ubuntu channel where we believe that you can learn something on every single day of the week. Watch us every day of the week, 20 hours sharp, and we are live. Remember to catch this repeat actually tomorrow on the same platform. Good night.
Good night, viewers.